There's this concept that I want to coin as my own. I'm claiming it right now. I call it age inflation. You see how recently, these past couple years, it feels like everyone is just more grown than their age. With everything you see on social media, with all the successful people and all that. By the way, I hate whenever people say, yeah, social media gives you a bad self-image and all that shit. You always hear that shit, and I hate hearing shit that I hear all the time. Age inflation, as I call it. I'm probably not the first person to call it that. You know what? I'm gonna say I am. It's for me a way to describe how nowadays it feels like you're supposed to achieve everything at 18, 17. You see all those little 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, millionaires, and you see all those 24-year-old, 25-year-old millionaires again. It feels like you're supposed to achieve everything in this small little window you have from teenage years to like 25 max. You see all those people that have it figured out. You see all their wealth, all their success, all the subscribers, all the views. It kind of fucks you up. I just spent 40 minutes in the shower. My water bill is gonna be crazy. Just thinking, where do I want my life to go? I don't know. Do I know how I wanna get there? No, I don't either. I have no fucking clue. And I think that's normal. Because social media has a really good system to just show you shit, specific shit that has to do with you. If you like football, you're gonna be getting football content. If you like all this entrepreneur kind of shit, you're gonna be getting entrepreneur content. So it feels like everything you see, everyone you see is like that. It feels like all of your world is related to that, which fucks you up even more because it amplifies everything I've been talking about right now. When you see everyone doing it. But the more you take a step back, the more you fucking go outside, touch grass, the more you'll figure out that's a really, really, really small minority, and that's not normal. It is still something achievable, and it is something I want to achieve. I'm saying it, but it's not that normal. Those 40 minutes I spent in the shower were obviously kind of a waste of time because I shouldn't really have everything figured out right now. I'm 18, turning 19 in a month. You gotta wish me happy birthday, by the way. 27th of June, remember that shit. What's normal is to not really have your shit figured out by 19. It's so fucking bad because the more you see, the more you feel like you should be doing, and the more you figure out, oh, there is so much for me to do, entrepreneurship and all that. What does the brain do? When there's so much to do, you end up doing nothing. That's what happened to me today. Sitting 40 minutes in the shower, scrolling all day, avoiding my problems basically, avoiding those hard thoughts. And then all that shit gets worse because you see everyone else advancing and you're stuck where you are and all that It's bad. It's bad. It gets bad. The more I'm realizing this as I speak, but I think the first thing to do is to have just a general idea of where you want to be. I don't think you should, let me rephrase that. It would be great to know exactly where you want to be, but that's not an obligation. It is for sure a bonus. I envy people who have that, but it's not mandatory. What I believe is mandatory, however, is to have a general idea, to have some kind of visualization of who you want to be and how you want to be. General characteristics instead of specific situations. I've been beating myself up for over a year now for not knowing exactly how I want to be, exactly who I want to be, but that's not how it should be. It's fine. I'm 19. You also may be 19. You're maybe also even younger than that. It's fine. You have all this pressure from social media, from parents, and I hate what I'm saying right now, because again, it's the shit you always hear and you just brush it off as, yeah, I know. But again, you realize that something you hear a lot of times is probably true. Me personally, I'm really grateful to not have this kind of pressure from parents. I'm so fucking grateful my parents are really understanding and loving and so fucking supportive, and they understand this process. So my big problem is just social media, but you might be suffering with both of those. And I'm telling you, it's fine. It is normal to not have shit figured out at one... How much is it? Let me do the math. Let's say we live to an average of 100. I'm being optimistic. I'm gonna live to 100. I don't give a shit. It's normal. I'm realizing it now. It is so fucking normal to not have your entire 100-year-old life figured out at less than a quarter of it. A quarter. You see all this shit on social media, all this age inflation, as I like to call it, seeing all the successful people who know and have their shit figured out at less than a quarter of their lifetime. You should aspire to be like them. I want to be like that. But it's normal to still be on that path and not have that just yet and still figure out that path. The path is part of that destination. That's a sick quote I just said. Holy shit. Let me add to that quote. And part of the path is figuring out the path. This is some sick fucking shit I'm saying. Yes, I'm recording. Let's go. I was actually gonna kill myself if I wasn't recording. So like I said, the first step is to know generally what type of person you want to be. All in general, a vague idea that you can visualize. I like to personally believe that's enough. And what comes after is action. And again, you shouldn't really know already what action to take. It's part of the path to figure out that action. However, when you do get some kind of idea of what action you should take, for example, me, I know that probably the most important action I can do right now is to make my videos. I'm going to therefore make videos. If you do get some kind of answer, experiment with it. You remember, we have such a massive pool of choices of what business to do, who to talk to, who to do what, all of that shit. Once you do get some kind of filtered thought or filtered action, go for it, experiment with it. For me, it's making content, slowly figuring out my entrepreneurship journey, learning how to make money through making my videos. I'm not supposed to know the exact path of how to get to fucking millionaire at 26. I just need to do what I do now. Whenever I get another filtered thought or filtered action, I experiment with it. If it works, perfect. It's getting me closer to that general idea I had. And if that doesn't work, you move on to the next action. It's all part of the journey, and whether it takes 2 years or 10 years, that's fine. That was your journey. You don't have to live like any other person you see. Their life went like that. Your life will go some other way. It might go better, it might go faster, it might go slower, but it doesn't matter. It's your life. The way my life is going to go and my success is going to go isn't going to be the same as yours. And the way yours is going to go isn't going to be the same as mine. The only thing you have to guarantee is that you know for a fact you did everything you could. You didn't put off anything, you weren't lazy with anything. The one way to truly not regret the path you went on is to know you truly gave it your all with all the information you had at the time. Keyword, at the time. You can't fast forward 2 years later and think, oh fuck, I should have done this one thing. But that one thing is based off information you have 2 years later. No, you have to do everything you can and everything in your power with the knowledge you have in the moment. And of course, obviously, you should always seek to progressively increase your knowledge. Damn, I feel better. Holy shit. Drink water. If you watched this far into the video, honestly, thank you. I think this is one of my deepest videos I've done. Usually, you can see on the channel, it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I give some advice and just talk a little bit about myself, but this time I really talked about how I felt. So if you watched this and it helped you, or if you learned something, subscribe. If you don't know who I am, I'm Ferris, and I make videos about shit that I learned which helped me, and I know can help you. So subscribe. And drink water. No, I actually feel so relieved, holy shit.